Hello students, this is Miss Dalton and this is video 7.2 and it is over polynomial long division. In this video we're going to show you how to divide polynomials using long division, and so that's going to require you to remember how you divide integers. So this is something you learned back in elementary school, but it's probably been a while since you've had to do it by hand. So let's remember that when you take the number 7,190 and you divide it by 4, instead of just typing it on your calculator before you were able to use your calculator, you had to use long division. So you put 7,190 under the division bar, and then you put 4 on the outside. And what you did was you started with the first digit, 7. Can 4 divide into 7? Yes, it can divide into it one time. Then you take 1 times 4, you put it under the 7, and then you subtract. So that gave you 3. Then you brought down the next digit, 1. 4 goes into 31 7 times, so you put a 7. 7 times 4 is 28, so you'd put that underneath here. Then you would subtract. You always subtracted. You took 31 minus 28, that gave you 3. Then you brought down the next digit, which was a 9. 4 goes into 39 9 times. 9 times 4 is 36, and then you subtracted, and you got 3, and then you brought down the last digit, 0. 4 goes into 30 7 times. 7 times 4 is 28. You subtracted it, you got 2, and that was your remainder. So your teacher probably either had you put an R2 to show that you had a remainder. Sometimes they would have you write it 1797 and then take the remainder 2 and put it over what you divided by. We divided by 4. And then you could simplify that fraction even further and say 1797 and 1/2. So that's what 7,190 divided by 4 is. Okay, you're going to have to remember this because we're going to use this process, but now with polynomials that have variables. All right, so this first example says take x to the third plus 3x squared minus 7 and divide it by x squared minus x minus 2. Well, you're going to take your first polynomial and you're going to put it under the division bar. Now, the one thing that you are going to have to check for is you need to have all of your terms in degree order, but you also can't have a term that is missing. So, for example, this one starts with a power of 3. Then we go down to a power of 2. We're missing an x with the power of 1. And so what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to put in place, you're going to have to put that 0 times x to the power of 1 in place there before you put the minus 7. And that's going to keep all of your terms in consecutive order, and you're not going to have anything mess up. So we're going to go ahead and write that whole thing under a division bar. So x to the third plus 3x squared. We're going to place the 0 x to the first and then minus 7. We're going to divide it. Now you want to do the same thing in your divisor. You want to make sure that you're not missing any terms. So we start with the power of 2. This next one would be a power of 1 and then a power of 0. So this is not missing anything. So we're just going to write it all down. X to the second minus x minus 2. Okay. Now, when we use long division, we are only going to look at the first terms of each polynomial. So we're going to look at the x squared here, and we're going to look at the x to the third here. We don't care about anything else at this time. We're just going to look at those. So if I took x to the third and I divided by x squared, I would need an x. And so that's how many times x squared goes into x to the third. Well, you're always going to put it above the term that matches this exponent. So we're going to put the x up here. Again, that's because x squared, if I did x squared times x, that would give you that x to the third. So now we're going to go ahead and do that, but we're going to multiply it times everything. So we're going to take x times x squared, and that's going to give you x to the third. You're going to put it underneath. Then we're going to take x times negative x, and that gives you negative x squared. And then we're going to take x times negative 2, and that gives you negative 2x. And just like in the previous example, you're going to draw your line and you're going to subtract this. Well, when I subtract this, what happens is I have to go through and I have to change the sign of everything. So I like to call this, I'll simplify this and I'll just say, draw your line, change your signs. You're going to have to go in and change your signs of everything on that second line. Now we're just adding them. Well, x to the third plus a negative x to the third, that should cancel. If you did it right, that first term should cancel off. Then we have 3x squared plus x squared. Excuse me, that gives me 4x squared. And then 0x plus 2x gives you plus 2x. And then now we're going to bring down that last term, minus 7. All right, so now let's look at the next one. So now what we're going to do is we're still only looking at that x squared, and we need to figure out what do I need to multiply by this x squared to get the 4x squared. Well, I would only need a plus x. A plus 4. So I need up here a plus 4. Now, when I take that 4 and I multiply it times everything, I get 4x squared. Then I get 4 times negative x, which is negative 4x. And I get 4 times negative 2, which is negative 8. Now here's where I'm going to show you. You're going to draw your line and you're changing the sign of everything. Again, the reason why you're changing the sign is because we really need to subtract that second row. So 4x squared minus 4x squared, it does cancel. 2x plus 4x is 6x. And then negative 7 plus 8 is plus 1. Now, once you get to the point to where your remainder has a lower degree than what you started with, then this is your remainder. And how you're going to write it is you're going to put plus, you're going to put the remainder on the top, just like we did in that previous problem when we had that fraction as our remainder. We're going to put the remainder on the top and divide it by what you divided by. So the x squared minus x minus 2. And that is your final answer. Okay, on this next example, example 2, I'm going to go a little bit faster because now I've gone through one example where I was teaching it to you. Now we're going to just use these last 2 examples to practice. So we're going to take the first polynomial and we're going to put it under our fraction bar, making sure that each of the exponents is decreasing in order. So we have the 3, then we have 2, then we have the power of 1, And then we have the power of 0, so minus 11. We're going to take this whole thing, we're going to divide it by the x plus 3. Again, this has a power of 1, power of 0, so we don't have to add in any missing terms. Okay, we're going to take that first term, we're going to divide it into the first term. We're going to place it here because our divisor has an x to the power of 1. Okay, so we need to have a 3x squared. Now when I take 3x squared times x, that's going to give me 3x to the third, like I needed there, and then do 3x squared times 3, and that gives you 9x squared. Now, draw your line, change your signs. So this cancels. 17 minus 9 is 8x squared. Then we have plus 21x, and then I'll even bring down the last one as well, even though we don't need it right now. Well, actually, let's just leave it like that. I want to show you what happens. Okay, so now we're going to do the same thing, but we're taking the x. Sorry, I wanted that to be a highlight. Oh, let me delete that. No, sorry, I can't really delete it. So, all right, let's go back. So this is an x, and we're going to see what we need to divide it into 8x squared. And so we need that to be an 8x. Eight x times x is 8x squared. And then 8x times 3 is 24x. So now we're going to draw our line. Go ahead and change the signs. So 8x squared minus 8x squared cancels. 21x minus 24x is negative 3x. Now we have to bring down that last term. And we have to keep going because, again, our remainder is not a lesser degree of what we divided by. So now we're going to see what we need to get x to go into negative 3x. And that requires a minus 3. And so we're going to multiply. Negative 3 times x is negative 3x. Negative 3 times 3 is negative 9. Draw your line, change your sign, and then add them up. Negative 11 plus 9 is negative 2. Okay, so we're done. We're going to add the remainder as a fraction. Put the remainder on the top, and in the denominator we put what we divided by, the x plus 3. And this is your answer. Okay, this is our last example. If you want to go ahead and pause the video and try it on your own first, that might be a good idea. And then when you're ready to check your answer, go ahead and press play again. Okay, hopefully you were able to work through it okay with no problems. This is the answer that you should have gotten, 2x squared minus 3x plus 8 plus a negative 18x plus 7 all over x squared plus 2x minus 1. One thing that you want to keep in mind if you might have made a mistake is you want to double check and make sure that you entered the missing term, which was right here when you started. If you don't do that, what happens is that your terms are off, and so you're not able to add them together because they're not like terms. So you want to make sure that you look for those missing terms before you write it down. And then also remember to draw your line, change your sign when you're adding them together. Okay, this is a tough one, but just lots of practice. Make sure you're practicing this. Make sure you're asking questions, and you'll get pretty good at it. Okay, come to class ready to work and have your questions ready to get answered.